Hey, welcome to our first podcast episode of Locally Talented. I'm joined with my co-host Travis Parkinson. Say hello. There's a little
Hello,
wave.
everybody.
Um, so just a basic rundown of what this podcast is. We get on a guest locally from Launceston, Hobart, eventually the greater Australian area probably, and we just want to have a chill conversation with them, talking about their goals, aspirations, where they want to go from here, trying to get their voice out into the world as much as we can, trying to help people out in our area because there's just so much talent that we know about and we want their voices heard. And I feel like everyone deserves a chance. So today with us, starting off our podcast, is the beautiful, the handsome Lauchy Hanson. Say
Oh, the
hello.
beautiful.
Hello, everybody.
Beautiful boy. So both Travis and I went to school with Lauchy. We've known him for ages. Super talented bloke. But we're going to chuck it over to you. For people who don't know, who are you? What do you do? That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm I guess a performer by trade. So I started performing when I was in year 8 in high school. And then just kind of slowly progressed into just bigger and better things from that. And then I left year 12, left Tassie, and then worked professionally on the mainland for a few years, performing up there and doing a lot of cool gigs up there. And then I moved back down to Tassie actually to try and figure out what I wanted to do other than performing. And I found myself on the other side of the camera. So now I am tackling the career of being a videographer, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, still kind of doing my performing on the side and keeping that passion alive.
Sweet.
Awesome. Lauchy, any chance you can just quickly elaborate on the kind of professional performing that you were doing on the mainland?
Yeah, so on the mainland, I was working at Warner Brothers Movie World on the Gold Coast, which saw me doing lots of cool little vignette shows with singing and dancing, but also doing a lot of stunt fighting shows as the superheroes and also the villains as well, which was a lot of fun.
Damn, that sounds so awesome. I genuinely wish I had a chance to come and watch you doing some of that sort of stuff.
It was pretty awesome.
So mad I missed. I would have loved to come and see you don a cape.
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
I wish I could be a superhero just for one day.
You can, mate. Just chuck a towel around and then, pin it here and then just start running around your house in your undies or something.
I want to jump back a bit to just, we want to get down to that first passion. Like what was the first thing that, you mentioned grade 8 was when you first started, and just wanted to elaborate, like, what piqued your interest?
Oh goodness! If I'm being completely honest, it was back in grade 8. So grade 8 was the first year in high school you could do choose your own subjects and stuff. So in grade 8, I chose to do oh gosh, I can't even remember, your drama, your music, and then I did dance. And dance was an unusual one for me because back in the day, especially in grade 8, a guy doing dance, and I hadn't done dance anywhere outside of school, at a dance school. So I've done dance in school. And then, you cop all that crap that you get with doing dance and stuff like that. But then at the end of that year, I auditioned to do a talent development program with a group in Sydney called the Australian Institute of Performing Arts. And then that saw me go for a month over to America, and we did shows at Disney World, Universal Studios. I recorded a single at Paramount Studios in LA, and after doing all that, that really kind of got me yeah, this is sick. This is definitely something that I could do a career in. And then it just kind of kept getting bigger and bigger.
That's super unusual to hear you say that your dancing was a weird thing for you, because my first experience meeting you was during our dance auditions for what was it, Bring It On the Musical.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and you're such a beast of a dancer, and I was very intimidated by this tall, attractive boy.
Well, yeah, it's weird because when I started dancing year 8, it was I'm not going to say it came naturally, but with having kind of an ear for music as well, I could kind of move my body accordingly without looking like a bit of a rag doll.
Yeah.
And then as I just got older and older and did a few more things, I kind of just felt a bit more comfortable in my skin to put myself out there. And then I just kind of found my style. And then by year 11, I was pretty confident in what I was doing.
Sick. Well, going to college, if we can jump to college for a second. We wanted to find out, because we all went to the same local Launceston college.
Yeah.
How well do you think that college, maybe that college in particular, or just college in general in Launceston, how well did that assist you in your future aspirations and
Yeah,
your
right.
pathway?
Well, when I was at St Brendan Shaw, which is a private school from 7 to 12 in Devonport, I went to do year 11 there, and then they said to me that I could only do one of the performing arts subjects, and then I'd have to choose like some other academic subjects to go along with that, including religion, because they were a private, I think Catholic or Christian school.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's a bit crap. So I went. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I was kind of very confused and a bit nervous about what I was going to do because I really wanted to pursue this career. And then I remember I came to Lonnie one night with Mum to come see Seussical, which was the 2014 production of LC. And I saw that, and I saw the scale of professionalism with their shows and how epic they are because they always sit around 130, 150 students in their ensemble, or in their entire cast, sorry. And then I went to Mum, I need to come to this school because this is epic. So after I saw that, yeah, I came to LC. And then before I came to LC, I did a Vita with Encore Theatre Company in Launceston as well, which got me in with some of the theatre kids at LC to start with. And then, yeah, it's just crazy because every single teacher there that you work with is an acting professional in their own field as well. So you've got like Shane, who was our teacher, Cameron, who's a professional actor outside of school as well.
Yeah.
Travis, who's a professional actor and a professional musician. Like, it's just really knowledge, like a wealth of knowledge from some people that have gone through the hardships of the career to give to you so you don't have to. So it was really, yeah, amazing, really.
I think my favorite memory of those drama classes was in year 11 we were putting on Arabian Nights, and I think the first show, I think someone was going around and filling in your facial hair.
That
So
someone was me.
well, you were doing it yourself, making it more bold. And I've come
Yeah.
around the corner and see you do it, and you're like, "Oh, someone like you've already filled your beard in, Cameron." And I'm like, "Nah, just grows like this, mate."
Yeah. Now who's laughing, mate?
yeah. Well, give me 2 weeks, I'll be there again.
Yeah.
You definitely chucked some mascara in that before we started this.
Caught out.
Oh, all right. Well,
I find it really funny with the you talking about the teachers and the professionals in your own right, and I was just kind of wondering, like, with the peers that you made during college, like, do you find that you found a lot of work through any of your friends at college, or do you find like making friends with the teachers that you've got a bit of work out of that? Because I am currently attending music school myself, and they're always telling you to, like, network. The people that you go to school with, they're the people that you're going to be working with and relying on, and as well as the teachers, like, they want you to make friends with the teachers as well. And I just wonder, like, have you gotten much work through, because you are such a people person, like, how much of your local work have you gotten through the people that you met at college?
Well, if I'm talking about like students and my peers in college, not too much, just because like obviously, especially in the kind of classes we were doing, Cameron, there were only a handful of people that were completely all for that career path. Like everyone else was kind of doing drama for a bit of a creative release, I guess, at school. So there weren't too many people that I kind of turned to like collab with, or apart from right now, I guess, to turn to collab with and do stuff with. But I feel like with the teachers and stuff, that's where I kind of found my networking to be super useful. So like working with Travis and stuff with singing and getting into the music community, always being in Shane's ear about when the next acting opportunity is coming up. And the great thing is as well, like everyone down here which is a big difference to up on the Goldie. I found that everyone down here is very, um, very willing to collaborate just for the sake of creating something, like, which is very, very cool. Like, it's something that I really cherish down here. And yeah.
It's almost as if we're all in this together.
Ah, good pun.
Oh, I hate myself. All right. So, something I want to know about was because you moved up onto the Goldie, as you called it, straight after year 12. And I think I moved down to Hobart straight after year 12. So, I kind of missed you after that. And so, all I ever saw was you in the Superman costume. And I would just love to know, like, what you did, how you did it, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, well,
some of the characters that you got to play as well.
Doing. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, what I was doing is that after year 12, I decided to have a gap year, but not go anywhere, just to kind of save some money, so that at the end of the year I could decide what I wanted to do without having to worry about money and stuff like that. And so I was doing that. I was getting chucked around jobs a lot, and then I was on Star Now, which is that really cool app you do to like check out jobs and stuff around you. And I was on that, and I saw that Movie World were looking for male action performers or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, why not? Like, let's give it a crack. Let's see what happens. So I did that. And I applied for it. And then they sent me an email saying, hey, we'd love you to come up and audition, like, for this role. And I said that to Mum, and I was like, oh, they want me to audition. Like, this is crazy. And then Mum was like, well, let's get you up there. So Mum flew me up, and I stayed with my family up there, and I did my audition. And within the week of doing my audition, I got a call back to come read for Superman. So I auditioned for Batman and Green Lantern. I did my Superman audition, and then I went back, and I was literally just about to leave Queensland, and at the airport I got my call saying, hey, we want to offer you this position. We know it's a casual position, and we know you'd be moving up from Tassie, so we actually want to give you a full-time part-time position, so you have something worthwhile to come move up for. And I was like, absolutely, that's sick. So I moved up, and then I just stayed up there and fought bad guys for a living.
Yeah.
Dream
That's
job.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. God. I'm so jealous the whole time.
Yeah,
I was so
it was
jealous.
pretty cool.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then with the characters and stuff, Trav. So I did Batman, I did Superman, I did Green Lantern, and I did Flash. And then in between there, you would have like a Joker goon. You would have like what are some other people? You have like bank robbers. You would have Arkham Asylum guards. So you were fighting constantly, which was really cool. But yeah, so it was a really, really, really fun job. And then in the holiday seasons as well, so you'd have your day trade, which is your superheroes and stuff, your normal day. And then say for Halloween, you'd have these Fright Nights. So you'd dress up as like Jason from like Freddy vs. Jason. You dress up from like Chainsaw Massacre, like, and just go around scaring people until like 10 o'clock at night, which is sick. So good fun.
Best job ever. What the heck?
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
I find it really funny because I like, especially with Batman, like I'm pretty picky when it comes to the casting of Batman. I haven't found one that I really like, but I just think you would be perfect for it. Like, if you had the opportunity to audition for the movies, I reckon you would be a shoo-in.
That would be a dream, honestly. Like, Batman's to this day is one of the all-time favorite superhero. And being able to play him was a lot of fun too. And it was like quite easy on some days because, you know, it's quite hot up there. You're in a black rubber suit that's quite heavy. And then when you start getting grumpy, it's completely okay to be grumpy, which I loved.
How's your American accent?
Well, I think it's okay. Well, I think it's okay, especially after 2 years of doing American over Australian. But I don't think it's too bad.
All right. I think you make a great Batman then.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before that you moved back down and you've been focusing a lot more on behind the camera work now. Finding that to be something you want to learn about. So I just wanted to talk now about goals and aspirations for the future, and more particularly because coming from a small town like Launceston, or specifically just coming from Tasmania, we don't have as many resources as most people do. And what you're doing now and what you want to achieve in the future, I was wondering how well do you think you can achieve those with Launceston-based help and resources and stuff?
Yeah, well, the reason I came back down to Launceston, after being at the Goldie for 2 years, because it was a very abrupt move. Like, it wasn't like I said to my parents, "Hey, I think I'm going to move back down in a few months." Like, it was very much, they were on holiday in Italy, actually. And I would FaceTime them. I was like, "Oh, yeah, guess what? I'm moving down in 2 weeks." And they weren't even back in the state. Like, they were still on their holiday. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll sort it out, but I'm just going to be back here, living here when you guys get back."
Fair enough.
So, yeah, but I came back down to ground my feet and figure out what I wanted to do, because it's just a really good place, like, in a supportive place to do it. So you can like trial and error things without, like, it affecting you too much. You've got a lot of people here that care about you and want to support you in that. So when I took up videography, it was kind of not really planned to to an extent. So like when I first got my first camera kit, it was up on the Goldie, and I only bought it because I wanted to be able to shoot a few headshots, and I wanted to be able to do a few like show reel scenes with myself, and I didn't have to pay like up to $1,000, $1,500 to do it. So I got that, and I was just like, yeah, it's a bit of fun. And then I moved, when I was driving back down, I actually upgraded my camera on the way down, because I wanted to start vlogging for some reason. I thought that would be fun. And then when I got to Tassie, I got this job at Launceston College, funny enough, helping out at the end of last year. I was just helping out with the performing arts department. I came back this year. Then when coronavirus hit, they were like, well, we need these videos for orientation day for the year 10. So we need these videos to describe what each subject is and all that. So they were like, can you do this? And I was like, well, I will give it the best crack I can. So then I started doing it, and I found myself really enjoying doing this sort of stuff. So then I completely dove in the deep end, and I maxed out on all the top end sort of gear that I needed to be able to produce really good videos. And now I'm kind of exploring what kind of videos I enjoy making and what kind of videos I'd rather not make. But end goal for this sort of career would be either making just creative videos, like being a creative videographer for like music videos, for actors doing acting scenes, show reels, short films, and then, or even on the other side of that, a passion of mine is travel. So I'd love to do travel videography and create tourism videos for other countries, and I think that would be just the dream to do that. So that's my goals for that. And then for performing, just keep all of that on the side as well, and slowly pick it up. If I get an opportunity to perform on stage, I'll be there. So
Yeah, wow. Oh, I have not thought that far.
yeah,
Oh, wow, Jesus. So many more dreams.
yeah,
So, Cameron touched before on resources, and there's so much within that. But I've always thought about this myself. But like with performing arts and just the arts in general, because we live in Tasmania, which is such a small place, there's not really a lot of room for exposure. Like it's quite easy to probably become locally noted. But do you ever feel like limited by your area? Like, do you reckon you might come to regret moving from the mainland back to Tasmania where there's not really much of an exposure happening?
yeah. Well, it's funny you say that, actually, because I am, my partner and I are actually thinking about moving back up to Queensland sometime next year. But I think like Lonnie is just such a good spot to, like what I said, hone in on everything and trial and error stuff without having too much to lose. And I found that being down here, learning my craft, I've had so many people that I've reached out to, like other videographers in Launceston, reached out to and said, hey, can I shadow you on this, like on your next shoot for free, just to learn a few tips and tricks? And I'm like, absolutely. And there's been a lot of learning exposure, which is really good, that I can then take to like a bigger pond that has more fish looking for my skills that I can then work with. Because down here it is very much like a lot of fish in a small pond, and it's really hard to find consistent work when you're competing with so many other people, especially people when you're just starting out that are a lot more experienced and a lot more like knowledgeable than you. So I think going back up to Queensland, especially with the kind of videography I want to do, I think I'll have a lot more of a market up there for my kind of work. So yeah, I love Lonnie for that reason of being able to just learn off each other willingly.
Yeah,
That's the
wow,
great
okay.
thing about Tasmania, because like everyone's so generous with their time, and like I feel like because everybody knows that this is such a small place, everyone's just so willing to give, and they're so friendly. But another part of that is it kind of intrudes into the market because everybody is so willing to give. You don't really get that, like, because there already is so much limited work, and then people are giving so much time, and there's so much high quality work going on around here. It very, very much limits
Yeah.
things. Whereas I feel like on the mainland, there's not only is there more work, but there's a lot more people who are stable within that work, so they have that wiggle room to be less forgiving with their time.
That's it.
So would you say is there a definite levels of success that you're like you want to reach, like statewide fame or like nationwide notice or even like globally notice? Like, is there like a level of success you want to hit and you're like, okay, I've made it, like I'm happy now?
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. I think if as soon as I start getting successful at something, or as soon as I start getting like in a bit of a rhythm, I always like to throw a spanner in my own works, and I just try and do something again that's crazy and creative. But so with my filming, as long as I get to go places that blow my mind and like get paid to do it and just get to do that creatively for a living, I think that's a win in my books. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to be Australian known videographer. Like, I think just, paying my bills is a bloody win for that, and making a profit off it is a win. As for my performing and stuff, I think I would love to kind of get up there a bit and just even like an Australian recognition of being like an A-class performer would be a dream. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm looking to be like the next JB, like, or get up there with the bloody big pop stars, but I definitely think that I would love to have a level of recognition so I can kind of make a bit of a difference, like a noticeable difference in Australia, or yeah, maybe even the world one day.
Yeah, wow, cool.
So touching a bit more on your performing, because like you're an incredible singer, but like
Need
you're
to stop with
also
that.
like like
It's
you're a
true,
great
it's
musician.
true.
Like I've seen you play piano and guitar, and like I was getting really keen for that show that you were organizing as well.
Yeah.
So alongside with your performing, what kind of things would you like to get noticed for?
Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know. I find it really satisfying helping my friends try and achieve what they want to achieve as well. Like, because I know, like, might not have tons of experience in a certain area, but I can definitely rattle off 300 ideas to you, and then you can tell me which ones you hate. Like, I love working with my friends and doing that. Like at the moment, I'm working with Travis Hennessy in the really early stages of possibly getting an EP out for him with tons of his original music. And
Yes.
yeah, and
That's
Wow.
awesome.
we're also talking about possibly maybe in February next year doing just like a nice 1 hour, 50-minute concert in the Princess Theatre with all original music, which would be really fun and something that I think he's wanted to do for ages, but he hasn't really known how, or hasn't had someone being like, yeah, let's do this. This would be sick. So that's what I'm doing for him. I'm kind of being his little like motivator, hype man, and getting all this happening for him, which is, yeah, a lot of fun.
Dude, that's
Cool.
awesome. And like Trav is so talented, and he's always so busy supporting everybody else that it's so nice to
Yeah.
hear that he's got somebody that to push him as well. I
Yeah.
think
Just-
on some level we all need that.
It's just so wholesome. Just want to help my friends, man. That's great. It's freaking
Yeah.
awesome. So the internet, it exists. It's amazing. You can put anything out there, and anyone can see it.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, what is your opinion on, like, do you want to find success on the internet platforms? Is that something that you've ever thought about? Like, for instance, like a YouTube or Instagram or something like that, other than
Yeah.
like aspiring to be an actor on stage or on film or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I went through the stage of like trying to get a YouTube channel together and putting out videos like and all of that and trying to start up my Instagram to be a bit more like I don't know, appealing to that kind of like Instagram influencer sort of stage. But like the Instagram influencer stuff for me is just a bit and this is just completely my opinion. It's just a little bit um I'm not like shallow in a way. Like I just feel like it's very, I don't know. It's just very. I don't want to say fake because I feel like it's a very harsh word to use, but it's very much like I've got this. I want you to brand it on your Instagram. They'll brand it on their Instagram, and then like that's it. Like their followers aren't following them for the right reasons. Like you're following to see an ad, pretty much, which is a bit annoying.
Mm.
So I want to steer away from Instagram because I feel like that's turned into a bit of a like it's very good for business, but it is very business related, like heavy on business
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But YouTube is a it's hard work, man. Like to be able to create a really good YouTube growth and a YouTube audience, you need to have consistency in your posts, which is like a video a week. And then if you think about it, you need to go to work, you need to pay your bills, you need to, cook your food, you need to get out and do something with your life as well, like hang out and be
Mm.
social. There's not really much time to sit down, record a song, film a song, edit the video, publish it onto YouTube, and then think about what you're going to do next week. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think absolutely. And I think today, like to this day, I think YouTube's a great platform for performers because it's just a great way to get out there. You'll always be there. You can chuck a link to someone that you're trying to, sell yourself to, and then they have this plethora of work that you've, built up over the years. But yeah, I think for a performer, YouTube is kind of like a very handy tool, and I would kind of leave Instagram to maybe your, you know, highlight reel of your life rather than trying to get Instagram famous.
Yeah, fair.
Mm.
It's just sort of that thing about like the hustle for work as well. Like the internet is still continuously growing industry, like with all new platforms and stuff, and being able to maintain with that. Do you find like that intrudes on your art, or kind of like basically sucks the fun out of art?
Um, I don't know. Like, mm, I don't know because I think I would have had a different answer to this post COVID. But I think because of coronavirus, it's actually opened up everyone's eye. Like, it's just been this great big challenge that every single performer on the planet has had to kind of sit down and think about what we can do, and it's turned into this really unique tool now for a performance space. To doing shows in an empty theater but then putting it onto YouTube as like a premiere movie sort of thing, and doing live performances on Zoom calls and doing live gigs and stuff. I'm sure you might have done maybe a few live gigs on Facebook with some people, maybe Trav, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think it's a cool little platform to use, but I definitely think nothing will ever beat just being in a moment with someone and getting off devices and just kind of all linking into one action that's happening and experiencing that together. Like that's something that will never ever get old.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, I think like performance is a very it's something that always happens in the moment, and like being able to like making it so repetitive on the internet, it I think for me it really brings out the value of live performance, and I'm
Yeah.
keen for the theater to open back up. I'm keen for you to get your show going, keen for Trav to get some music and some live performances going, and like really just I don't think the arts have had their time yet, and I think live performance is still like got another boom coming. I think the value of it has just gone up so much more.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're running 40 minutes or something now. So we just got some like quick fire random questions to hit you with.
Love it.
What was your favorite musical you've ever been a part of?
Rock of Ages.
Yes, I love Rock of Ages. Oh, I friggin' love that one. Oh, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
You and Alex. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Ship.
And it was good to
best
have
couple
Travis
ever.
in the pit as well, shredding.
Yes, yeah. Travis down the pit.
I was so sad about that
if
because
you
I
had
was
to
told that I was supposed to be on stage and rocking the wig and
Yeah.
with the
Really?
the wireless pack on my guitar. Yeah, I was told that I was supposed to do that and do the opening solo on stage, and I was getting so keen for that.
Shame.
Definitely one I want to do again.
All right, if you had to choose one, you only get to choose one: acting, dancing, or singing to do for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's pretty hard, that question. Goshness. It would probably have to be singing.
Singing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ditch the other
have to
two,
be
just
singing.
singing career.
Well, acting was the first one to go off that list. And dance is a hard one because I do love to dance. I think it's really good. But I think singing is just a winner because I love making it's like really weirdly dark, but I love making people feel sad when I sing because I think that's just like the ultimate goal for a performer is to make someone feel an emotion. If I can make someone cry when I sing, I've won.
Yeah.
I won that battle.
All right. So someone's gonna be sad and someone's gonna be happy with this next one.
Oh goodness.
Who do you like more, Cameron or Travis?
Don't do this to me. I don't. I can't pick. That's a horrible question to ask in an interview. That's terrible.
Oh, I know. It's horrible, isn't it? We know it's me.
I don't know. It would definitely have to be. It would be a tie. It would be a straight tie because you're both amazing and I love you both equally.
Oh, you're so cute.
Oh, all right. So Travis brought this one up. Did your time in Buddy Holly inspire you to learn bass?
Oh no. Not really. I think the most beneficial thing I learned about that bass in Buddy Holly was how to use it like a surfboard.
Yeah, how to stand on it.
Brilliant.
Did you do much study? Check out some like the living end.
No, well, I actually had who was it? Roger, I think was the bass player for that show, and he actually plays a bit of upright. So he's like gave me a few actual lessons on how to play an upright bass. So I looked like I knew what I was doing, which completely went out of my brain as soon as we started doing the shows.
Brilliant! Oh wow! All right, well that's probably all we have time for. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
If you have any parting advice for people aspiring to do this kind of career path or anything, go for it. Any advice?
My advice is do not trash Lonnie as being this place you cannot do anything because I think that's just a load of bull, honestly. Like all the kids these days are like, oh, I just need to get out of Tasmania. There's nothing for me here. I was like, well, that's bullshit. So I think that's my best advice is that really take a step back and have a look around at what you can actually do down here, like working with other people, getting your skill set up, showing a bit of initiative and trying to like earn a few stars on your badge before you go up to the mainland if that's something you want to do, especially to schools and stuff because they love seeing people that have gone out and done stuff with and shown a bit of initiative and got a bit of dirt on their boots before they get into the school. So that's my advice. Don't trash Lonnie about being somewhere you can't do anything, or just Tassie in general, because it is a amazing place to exceed in the arts.
Excellent.
That's definitely great advice for people
Yeah.
in any remote area at all. Just keep doing what you do, keep honing in on your skills, get that 10,000 hours in the woodshed and like earn your stripes. And then as soon as you get out into the real world, you'll be able to keep up with the best of them.
Absolutely.
Right,
Now,
awesome.
quickly, Lauchy, for anybody that's looking to follow your life journey, your arts journey, where can we look you up?
Totally forgot.
Oh, right. Well, I've got my Instagram that I've actually just turned to a private account because I decided that Instagram can go away for a bit. So if you wanted to follow me, my goodness.
Move to Tasmania.
Yeah, move to Tasmania and we'll go grab a beer or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of taken a step back off social. So maybe my YouTube channel, because I'm going to try and post a few more covers, but I say that every year and I just don't get time. So
all right, you heard it. You heard it. You got to move down to Tassie.
That's it. You got to come to Tassie. We'll go to Irish and we'll watch Trav play and we'll have some beers.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I think that'll end it there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
So nice to see your beautiful face.
Oh, stop it.
All right. Well, thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you did, Mum. Awesome. So signing off. This was Cameron. That was
Travis.
Awesome. That was Lauchy, our beautiful boy, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
I heard you sleep well, 'cause I'll make them come true, no church bells, but I won't be forgetting anything anytime soon. Is the wind really that strong?